A model that can help them discover vulnerabilities in their own code and fix them before they can be exploited, that is an invaluable tool.
We've spoken to officials across the U.S. government, and we've offered to work with them and collaborate to assess the risks of these models and to help defend against the risks of these models.
Everything that we do in our lives now depends on software.
Software kind of ate the world. Every analog aspect of our life is somehow represented in digital domain.
And so all of our daily lives run on the idea that we can rely on the systems that power them.
Cybersecurity is the security of our society.
It is essential that we come together and work together across industry to help build better defensive capabilities.
No single organization sees the whole picture and can tackle this on their own.
This is not going to be done as part of a few-week program. This is going to be the work of certainly months, perhaps years. But what I do hope is at the end of this, we can be in a position where the world's software, its customer data, its financial transactions, its critical infrastructure are safer than they were before.
Somehow, they're trying to pitch it as being safer. The thing that can hack anything? Yeah, safety, you guys. Safety. Some cognitive dissonance right there. Yeah. Parrot's skull found by a family in Long Beach, California during an Easter egg hunt has been confirmed to be human.
Was found partially buried in the dirt at DeForest Park and maybe that of an infant. Sky
Aww.
5 overhead, you can see police protecting the scene. A portion of the park also cordoned off with yellow crime scene tape while investigators set up.
Jeez. Hi, YouTube. Sorry I was late. I was busy. Ranting. On. So forth. Such things. Oh, yeah! Hey! Look at that. We went back. Wow. That is eerie. That is so cool. Yeah, man, I was watching this live, listening to it more like, I guess, as they were rounding the communications cutoff point. Rather incredible moment occurred. Saw it play out live. I was in awe. It was so nice, so cool.
To remind you of one of the most important mysteries there on earth, and that's love. Christ said in response to what was the greatest command, that it was to love God with all that you are. And he also, being a great teacher, said the second is equal to it, and that is to love your neighbor as yourself. And so, as we prepare to go out of radio communication, we're still to feel your love from earth, and to all of you down there on earth and around earth, we love you from the moon.
Houston copies. We'll see you on the other side.
We will see you on the other side.
That was great. It was good to hear. When the entire world's watching, that's what's said. I was very pleased with it. Wasn't the only thing that I heard along those lines either. Even Mission Control. How great thou art. Drop that one once or twice in there. In utter just awe of what they were seeing, you know. Creation is something. All right. Scroll down the pile here. Yesterday's old news. Yesterday's news. Oh. Oh, we might have, we might be out of luck today. Steph might be busy, so. I'm not really sure if she was tagging me and stuff today. It doesn't look like it. Yeah, she must have had some stuff to do. So we are going to be making our way around on our own today. All right, what's next here?
We're building an
Oh yeah, the 13 gunshots fired at some guy who voted in favor of a data center. Days after voting in favor of the new data center in Indianapolis, Councilman Ron Gibson says his home was struck by 13 gunshots, and a handwritten note was left under the doormat saying no data centers.
Just days after voting in favor of building a new data center in Indianapolis, local council member Ron Gibson says he woke up to the sound of gunfire overnight. Gibson said 13 rounds were fired at his home while he and his 8-year-old son were asleep. Some of those bullets landing just steps from their dining room table where his son was playing with Legos the day before. When he stepped outside, he says he found this handwritten note reading "No data centers" under the doormat.
There are real benefits tied to this development. Construction is expected to support roughly 300 jobs over a 3-year period.
While some councilors
It is. That is true.
argued the data center will bring revenue and jobs, there was pushback from residents over environmental and quality of life concerns.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
The vote to move
Trade-offs, man. It's tough. That stuff is definitely going to be bringing employment, no doubt.
forward passed 6-2. Indianapolis police are calling this an isolated and targeted incident, and police have yet to identify a suspect. And one group that protested that data center last week released a statement today saying, in part, violence has no place in our community or in our advocacy. The FBI now assisting in
Oh, this was so... Oh my gosh. Yeah. Saw this one too.
So we lost a loved one.
The Artemis 2 crew named a lunar crater after Commander Reed Wiseman's late wife, Carol.
Her name was Carol. The spouse of Reed, the mother of Katie and Ellie. And if you want to find this one, you look at Glushko, and it's just to the northwest of that, at the same latitude as Ohm, and it's a bright spot on the moon. And we would like to call it Carol, and you spell that Carrorll.
Hopefully that did not cut off sound for you guys. I'm plugging my headphones in because I cannot hear a damn thing. The only way I'm going to be able to hear it. Aw. Hmm. Oh, there. Oh, jeez. Hmm. Integrity and Carol. Give me a second. I gotta pop out my Rumble chat. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna have to get used to that. It is. Oh no, hold on. What was all that business? Enable slow chat. Well, no, we don't want that. A large history? Nope. Ooh, subscriber only. Ooh. Nope. Okay, just to pop out. That's good. Hey, look at it though. It's like different. They got like all these colors and stuff. And what do we got down here? Little gifty thing. Oh, it's a gift to sub. Okay. We got that. How's the sticker situation looking? Oh, that's it. Just the 3. That's it. Yeah, let me get you. Let me see if. Oh my God, they haven't added that yet. Ah, they make it so annoying. I have to like dig into the web settings. Yeah, I'll get you guys added. We'll just have to chat for a few while I toss a few names on the wrench list. If I can even figure out how to do that again. Moderation. Moderators. There we go. Add moderator. There's one. Who else we got? Sunny. Whoa, changing it up. Hey, Sunny Daisy. Ah. Sneaky, sneaky. Okay. EW3. EW3. Sorry if I'm like I'm just scanning here, so if I'm missing anyone, no offense. Not intentional. Promise. Okay, Soko. Just grabbing the ones that jump out at me for the moment. We'll get everyone eventually. Amy? Amy? Huh? Yeah. Guess that's it for now. Okay. Oh, po. Okay. See if that worked. Come on now. Come on, let me refresh. All right. Okay, that's enough for now. We're gonna call it quits there. There we are. Not showing for me, I think, Mo. There. Yeah, that's weird. I don't know. You know, it might. This would suck, but it might not show up until the next stream, like when I whenever I take the stream down, reset it. That would really come low, but that might be it. Okay, we all good? Maybe if you sign in and out, yeah, I don't know. I'm guessing I probably have to stop the Rumble stream and start a fresh one. Probably gonna be something stupid like that. All right, good enough for now. Oh, there's me harassing DLive because they oh, there's their post. Dear look at this garbage. Dear DLivers, thank you for your continued support of DLive. We regret to inform you that the DLive platform will be ceasing operations. The top-up function, including subscriptions, has been discontinued effective immediately. That's why your subscriber things all disappeared. No more Patriot tags. We kindly ask that you complete the following actions by April. Withdraw any remaining coins? What does that mean? Like, are you going to pay me, or cancel all active subscriptions? Download any content stored on DLive. So I guess I'll go in kaput. We'll continue to share updates regarding the platform's wind down timeline. Sounds like it's going to last through the end of the month and probably not much beyond that. But again, after tonight, that's it. I'm taking the DLive feed down tomorrow morning for those that are just rolling in, and YouTube people. And I will put up a placeholder to direct any stragglers that missed out today. Point them to Rumble, and that's where we're all going to be coalescing. Again, done playing the platform hopping game and spreading us all out over like 5 different platforms. We're all just going to go to Rumble. I'm not doing Pilled. I'm not doing... I'll keep the X feed going, mostly because that's just a good secondary archive. But there's no real effective actual chat there that works in a real way. So that's not really a viable platform. It's good basically just as an archive. And that'll be it. Just Rumble. I know Vaughn's a thing too, but I don't know. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with that. Not sure. But I'd really just prefer everyone dump all in one platform. Get all our numbers in one place where we have the best hope of growing. The only hope of growing. I think it's our last best hope, so that's what we're doing. All right. I mean, yeah, you can do that. Dump your lemon. May as well, I guess. But personally, no, I would not do that, actually. What I would do if you have lemons is demand a chargeback from your credit card company. I'll just explain to them what happened. I'm sure it'll be sufficient. They accepted payment for a service that they are clearly not offering anymore, so fuck them. Don't give them your lemons. Don't give them your money. Charge back that shit. I know it's a pain in the ass, but you know what? Stick it to them. Fuck them. And you know, while you're at it, you may as well do it for any other money you sent over the last... You see when the last payment I even got was. Last payment I got from DLive was November. November, you guys. Insane. They owe 3 separate payments now that they are behind on, totaling $1,074, $656, and $318. All stuck and pending. No idea if I'll ever get it. And again, if you just came in, thanks to that, and local taxes from the last 7 years hitting all at once that we were just not aware of, we are now overdrawn. Let me see. We're gonna need some assistance from the crowd here. This is not pretty. What I get for banking on DLive and not asking you guys for help ahead of time. $431. That's nice. $431 in the red. Thankfully, it's not quite that bad because there is some pending incoming funds from DonorBox from the last few days. That has not hit yet. So at the very least, let me see how much that's going to be. $300. Not even. So that ain't even enough. Yeah. All right, I'm dropping the link out there. I also have a PayPal link. And a Cash App. cash.app/$soapbox news. I'll just drop the link. Goofy. There we go. All right. Yeah, please help, guys. I don't ask often. Can't even remember the last time I did. But this is one of those times. I need help. Or won't just be DLive disappearing. So all right, what's going on in the world? Talked enough about DLive sucking. Todd Blanche confirms. Oh, the fraud. California. 1 sentencing and 2 guilty pleas, including a $160 million healthcare enrollment scam, a $100 million COVID fraud hit, and another $160 million healthcare plea. Jeez. Go back to speakers here. Stand these things. Okay.
$1 billion in healthcare and COVID fraud. If you think about that, just since yesterday, we had a guilty plea in a $160 million healthcare enrollment fraud scheme and a sentencing in a $100 million COVID-19 fraud and a guilty plea.
Frozen screen? Okay. Give me a sec.
And a $160 million.
That's weird.
Healthcare fraud scheme as well.
Don't look frozen to me.
Each of these cases represents countless hours of dedication from the prosecutors and the federal agents and local law enforcement who work them. The Department of Justice is holding criminals accountable for stealing over $500 million from taxpayers. And across our U.S. attorney's offices, all over this country, we currently have over 8,000 fraud matters underway.
8,000. Done. Oops. What we wanted. There we go. President Trump responds to Iran using children as human shields at their power plants. Are they really? Really? Yeah, they're doing the human chain thing, huh? Eerie. So weird. Look at them all with their nice shades. Designer. I'm sure. Such a strange land. Truly, truly weird. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. My guess is that we're 3 to maybe 9 months away from every piece of software that we rely on being exploitable by most models, even open weight ones. Oh man. This guy, Theo, is like one of the big guys at... Oh no, never mind, it's a different Theo. I know him too, though. Big in the tech space, AI space.
Yeah, I want to lean on the safety and security side in particular here, because I think this is about to be like the big thing this year. I recently got like my doomer pill hit hard a few days ago, just thinking about the safety and security implications. Before
people have no idea what's coming, dude. They have no clue.
Opus 4.6 came out, Anthropic did a test with it and found 22 0 days in Firefox and got them fixed before releasing the model, because they were scared once the model was out, anybody can start finding those things. And the labs are putting a lot of effort into making sure their models can't be used to just pwn all of software.
But they are anyway.
My honest guess is that we're 3 to maybe best case 9 months away from every single piece of software we rely on being pwnable by most models, even open weight ones. Like if we can distill any of the capability of these frontier models to open weight things, even if they can't replicate the security stuff by distilling that directly, a lot of the behavior is seemingly emergent from getting good at code. And we're about to hit a point where every single hospital, every single library, every single local city government in their Google accounts, everything is about to start getting pwned by...
People have no fucking clue what's about to happen this year. It is not going to be good.
AI, and there's going to be terrible legislation proposed as a result. We're about to have a surge of just god-awful laws about how we're going to ban AI because a local hospital got hacked. And that's something that needs to be hedged against. And my honest bet is some meaningful amount of what's going on here is trying to...
Big opportunity for business, though. You can wade your way through the world of the new landscape of cybersecurity in the AI era. You'll be making big money, big fucking money.
Prepare for a future where the way that government officials and the normal people they talk to think about AI has a little more thought put into it because of the danger zone that we're about to enter with these new models.
Interesting. Blanche talking about weaponization? Really? Okay. AG Blanche just went haywire on the fake news, whining about weaponization in the Trump DOJ.
That is supposedly that when we talk about ending weaponization, as if that's a bad thing for us.
I gotta go pee. I'll be right back.
To do. Okay, people in this room, people in this room for 4 years. Some of you, same people, sat here with the last administration when you saw a weaponization of this department, the likes of which had never been seen in history. And some of you are looking down now, and I get it, because you had a president who was indicted 4 times by this department. You had a president who along with this department, had assistance. So this department helped 2 other local DAs go after the president. You had this department who stood idly by while states tried to keep President Trump off the ballot. Okay, that's what happened the past 4 years. And so when I'm asked questions or when I see reporting about shock and awe at this supposed weaponization of this Department of Justice, it means nothing to me because it's completely false. What we're doing and what we've been doing for the past 14 months is changing this department. We're no longer, people say the president wants to go after his political enemies. No, the president has said time and time again that he wants justice. And if you look at what happened to him, his family, his administration, the agents that protected him, people that happened to just walk by him on a given day, they got subjected to massive investigations by this department. So I understand the question, and I understand the pretty constant role of the media that somehow this department is weaponizing itself, but it happens not to be true. We have tens of thousands of prosecutors all over this country putting bad guys in jail, okay? That's something that wasn't happening like it should have been happening for the past 4 years. That's going to happen tomorrow, and it's going to happen in the coming days.
Okay.
That is supposed.
Can't get a read on Blanche. I don't know. Oh. Besson orders massive bank audits by the IRS in $18 billion Minnesota welfare laundering scandal. Nice.
Civil enforcement is auditing financial institutions that facilitated the laundering of Minnesota funds, in addition to helping support criminal and civil enforcement efforts. The IRS will also soon announce the formation of a task force. Civil enforcement is auditing financial institutions that facilitated the laundering of Minnesota funds, in addition to helping support criminal and civil enforcement efforts. The IRS will also soon announce the formation of a task force. Civil enforcement.
Oh. U.S. Marshals raided the home of Jim Kordovich, Republican lobbyist, following a judgment against him for $4 million. Nice house, man. Jeez. CBS News is now investigating hospice and Medicare fraud in California. Took you guys long enough. Just aired their findings. Let's see.
Now to our ongoing CBS News investigation into fraud in the hospice industry.
Our investigation. That's cute.
Our investigative unit found some potential red flags when hospice doctors submitted claims for more than 20 times the number of patients the average California doctor cares for in a year. CBS News correspondent Adam Yamaguchi hit the road to follow the money.
The state of California says that if a doctor is involved with any more than even just a few hospices, it is a sign of potential fraud.
At the heart of the industry are doctors who are trusted to sign off on care. But in records for the active physicians caring for terminal patients, one stands out. A man whose name appeared on claims from 126 hospices and had 60% more in Medicare reimbursements than the next closest doctor in 2024, the last full year of available data. Dr. Rajiv Buva.
My name is Adam Yamaguchi. I'm a correspondent with CBS News, and we're doing a story about hospice, and we're just trying to understand how often he's here.
I didn't see him
in a long time.
Neither had many of the hospices we visited. We wanted to find Dr. Buva to ask how he managed to work for so many different providers. So we followed a trail of hospice offices linked to his name and Medicare claims totaling $71 million in 2024 across the LA basin.
We understand that Dr. Rajiv Buva is the medical director here. We're just trying to get some information about him. He's not? No. Was he at some point?
Yes, he was.
But you're telling me he no longer is associated with you guys?
No.
Was he at some point?
Thank you.
On average in California, a hospice doctor cares for about 140 patients in a year. In 2024, claims with Buva's name were submitted for nearly 2,800 terminally ill patients.
There's no reason to think that that's legitimate.
Dr. Christina Newport has been in the hospice field for 18 years. There are a range of reasons why one physician might be identified in connection with the care of so many patients, including stolen identity.
If someone is really effectively evaluating the plan of care for every patient that they admit to the hospice, which is their job and their responsibility, they, would have a superhuman schedule to do that in a meaningful way.
CBS News found Buva's name tied to several hospices that lost their Medicare certification for what regulators called an abusive billing, a pattern of submitting improper claims. We reached out to him on the phone and email, but couldn't connect with him. So we headed to Dr. Buva's home address.
Dr. Buva came out. He said that being affiliated with dozens of hospices is not illegal. And I said, you're correct. There's nothing in the law that prevents someone from being affiliated with many. But again, it raises flags, and that's what I have questions about.
Buva said he wanted to see our information. Until then, he said he wouldn't talk any further.
Yeah,
so we came back
funny.
with the data. Hi, Dr. Buva. This is Adam Yamaguchi again with CBS News. We were able to hear you through the door. He's made his decision not to talk. Now, we tried multiple ways and times to get in touch with Dr. Buva. The first time we spoke with him without cameras, he asked us to come back with documents. And when we did, he wouldn't answer the door. We'd still like to talk to him.
It's a really important investigation, raising these questions about fraud.
Absolutely. One of the things that's so shocking about all of this is that this appears to be hiding in plain sight. When you look at those numbers, the 126 hospices and the nearly 2,800 patients in 1 year, we're the only ones asking these questions.
Oh. Something tells me, Adam, more people will be asking questions after that story today. I love how you went back and said, we're here with the data.
We're here with the data. We're only 6 months late. And then some. Hey, I just saw at least one donation roll in. Thank you, John. $45.47. Bad. I dig it. And that's it. Oh, one more. Okay. From a Mr. Roberts. Thank you. We're only at $95.47 so far. There's only 2 so far, so I gotta harass you guys again. We're gonna need more than that if we're gonna survive the month at this rate. Because again, I don't know that I can rely on that D-Love money rolling in ever. They have basically zero incentive to pay it, so I have to advise you. Again, as much of a pain in the ass as it is, charge back that shit. Call your credit card company and explain what they've done. They're charging for services that they are not. They've done a complete about face on. Like, it should be a pretty simple thing, relatively. I mean, obviously, if you only bought like $5 of lemons, it's whoop-de-doo, I guess. But if you plunked down $100 or so recently for a big stack of lemons, you might want to do that. Probably a far better option than giving it to someone who also might not get it. You know? American B-52 bombers recently seen taking off from military base in the UK. Oh, nice. That's a B-1, baby. Gives me that. Delicious. That is not a B-52. Excuse me. Or is it? No, maybe it is. Oh, no, it actually might be. Yeah, it's hard to tell from back there. I think it is. It looks so small from all the way back there. Also a very nice plane. Delicious. I love planes. Deal expected to be closed between U.S. and Iran tonight. Polymarket, quoting CNN. What is that? Y Combinator. 1 in 11 babies born in America this year will be screened by a genetic test that didn't exist a decade ago. Biotech startup. Detecting rare fragments of fetal DNA in a mother's blood. Weird. Detecting cancer from mother's blood. J.D. Vance in Hungary, a rally for Orban, whipped out his cell phone and gave Trump a call.
Before I started my remarks, I actually had a special guest that asked that I give him a phone call, and we'll see. Let's hope he actually answers. So this is going to be very embarrassing. All right.
I'm sorry, the person you were trying to reach has a voicemail box that has not been set up yet.
Okay. Try one more time. I get a good signal here. It's ringing. It's progress.
Sent to voicemail. Shunned. Shunned.
Hello, Mr. President. How are you?
Hi. Hey, JD, could you give me a
Oh, there he is. Oh.
Before
Goofy. Oh. What? Dashcam footage was dropped of the Patterson, California shooting. Carlos Ivan Mendoza Hernandez weaponized his vehicle and drove straight at ICE agents on the other side of the road. Oh, it's one of those again. You can clearly see two agents hanging out, one hanging out the window, as Hernandez ignores commands and aims his car directly at one of them. The agent barely jumps out of the way in time, as multiple defensive shots appear to have been fired. Oh my goodness. Good lord. So what happened? 18th Street gang member. Carlos Mendoza Hernandez.
At this point are limited, but we do know that a person was shot and taken to the hospital. No officers were injured. Stanislaus Sheriff's Office says it is
Salvadoran gang member. Disgusting. Seriously, that happened? God, how weird. All right, let me go. Nope, not there. Over this way. See what else we can find. Iraq's Hezbollah brigades released footage showing American journalist Shelley Kittleson in captivity. What, they caught a journalist?
I speak. My name
How'd you pull that one off, moron?
is Shelley Renee Kittleson. I am a freelance journalist and an American citizen.
Hezbollah has announced it will release her and has ordered her to leave Iraq immediately.
I live in Italy. I speak English, Italian, and Arabic. I have worked in Iraq as a conflict journalist since 2015. I am in contact with Peshmerga and Iraqi armed forces. I have also worked in Afghanistan, Ukraine, and Syria. I received training from American officers in Syria in 2025 for 3 months, and also in Ukraine. The American consul in Baghdad asking for information in these years about Hashd al-Shaabi and the resistance factions, Kataib Hezbollah and Nujaba, and especially about the security chief of Kataib Hezbollah, Al-Ahmadawi, and other leaders, but I've forgotten their names. I collected information, but it wasn't enough, and they asked me for more. In my latest travel, they asked me for more information of a political and intelligence nature of the positions of the Iraqi population about the war, and I made studies on this, and also about the basis of the resistance factions in which there are the leaders. The lives of Americans were safer before the Trump administration. We walked freely in the streets of Baghdad without needing any security escorts, and our lives are now in danger, and this is entirely because of the Trump administration's stupid policies. Thousands of Americans that worked here have lost their jobs and have left, and their families don't have the money in America to live. And this is entirely because of the Trump administration's stupid policies. I am asking the courageous men defend their country in this armed resistance to free me.
God, this is so bizarre.
I promise not to do anything ever to harm their country, ever. And I know that these courageous and honorable men will do this because I am a woman and they respect women.
So they didn't tell you to say that? There's not like a couple gun barrels lurking just off screen pointed at your face? You promise? Joe Biden seen aimlessly walking around a coffee shop. Oh my gosh. This guy's like, who the fuck is this old guy trying to shake my hand, bro? Get out of my face, dude. Look at this. God, that's too funny. Oh, there's yet another source. A regional source tells CNN a U.S.-Iran deal is expected to be closed tonight. Tonight. We've heard it before. Sure. Rumors, anyway. But we'll see. Let's see what this one is. White House said Tuesday that Trump has been made aware of Sharif's proposed ceasefire and that a response will come.
With President Trump, he declined a phone call with President Trump. He declined to say how he's feeling about the talks with Iran, but he said that, I can't tell you right now, we're in heated negotiations. So that at least shows us that the president, as he always has been, is open to discussion on all of this. He wants that straight open. He says the regime has already changed to a certain extent. With that, we bring in Will Kane, phone call with President Trump. He declined to say how.
Let's see. Oh, we got another couple. Thank you to whoever that was. Another 50 from Ray. Thank you, Ray. And 10 from Teresa. Thank you, Teresa. Every little bit helps, man. Whether it's 5, 10, 50, 100. We're going to need it, man. It's just going to be one of those months. Thanks, D-Live. Way to go. Oh, there's the journalist lady, huh? Ceasefire odds are rising on Polymarket, getting dang near 50%. Betting on tonight, or this month rather, by April 30th. Images showing Iranian regime supporters doing the human shield thing for Power Plant Tuesday. Out celebrating their power plants. Yeah, we love our power plants. They're so good. They're so nice.
In the mud last night at a wildlife preserve in Suffolk County. 15-year-old Benjamin Moore called 911 saying that he got lost in the dark and that he stepped into an offshoot of the Carmans River where he then sank very quickly into the mud.
Yikes.
Dispatcher told him to wave his cell phone with its flashlight on. He stayed on the phone with 911 as a rescue chopper flew above and then looked for the beam of his cell phone light. Officers on the ground were then able to find him and pull him out of the mud about an hour after the ordeal started. Police body cam video of officers rescuing a teenager who became stuck.
Getting sucked into the quicksand, man. Straight out of Indiana Jones. Heck no.
Nightmare material. Whoa, jeez. Dashcam footage captures the moment a U.S.-Israeli airstrike hits an overpass on Karazi Highway near Tehran. Dang, we're ready? Like, whoa. Did that car even make it out? Like, whoa. That is nuts. Trump blasts Tucker in a phone call with New York Post. Tucker is a low IQ person that has absolutely no idea what's going on. He calls me all the time. I don't respond to his calls. I don't deal with him. I like dealing with smart people, not fools. All that. Oh, now they're doing it on bridges too, not just power plants. A leader of Iran's Jewish community stands before the ruins of a synagogue in central Tehran, allegedly destroyed amid U.S.-Israeli airstrikes. Yes, that's right, they've got Jews. Yes, they do. Dang, man. That's a boo-boo. So they airstrike the synagogue? Israel did, or we did, I guess? I don't know. Interesting. Yikes. Jeez, man. Oh. Last night, U.S. forces launched one-way attack drones into Iran during Operation Epic Fury. CENTCOM made history a month ago when it began using low-cost aerial attack drones in combat for the first time. Today, hundreds of U.S. drones are fully integrated into offensive and defensive operations in Iran. These platforms operate in the air, at sea, under the sea, and on the ground in support of our military objectives. Under the sea. Under the sea. Under the sea. Down where it's wetter. Down where... Oh, I forget the rest of the great song now. Back when Disney didn't completely blow ass.
Said, but I just got off the phone with the president, and he called, and I said, listen, if you were to put odds on it, what were the odds that this is going to end up being
bread was incredible.
A negotiated deal? He said he wasn't going to put odds on it, but he said 8 p.m. is happening. That's what he said. He said, it is, if we get to that point, there is going to be an attack like they have not seen. Now, he's sticking to that at this point. Now, he said if negotiations move forward today and there is something concrete, that could change. But at this hour, he didn't want to put odds on it, but he said it is moving forward with the plans that we have. That's a huge deal, and obviously we all think that it's a thing that he's putting out there to say, don't do this. He says he doesn't want to do it, but he is, at this hour, sticking to it and saying it might be likely if they don't come to the table.
Brett, how...
Interesting. Hate misplacing. Okay, let's keep going. Funeral director Robert Bush pleads guilty to preventing 30 burials and stealing charity donations from mourners. Dang, Robert, that's man. Must deserve an award for being that shitty. Okay. Why are we on BBC again? I want that. There we are. Oh my goodness. Trump saying a whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again. I don't want that to happen, but it probably will. However, now that we have complete and total regime change, where different, smarter, and less radicalized minds prevail, maybe something revolutionarily wonderful can happen. Who knows? We will find out tonight. One of the most important moments in the long and complex history of the world. That's quite a statement. 47 years of extortion, corruption, and death will finally end. God bless the great people of Iran. I look forward to figuring out what the heck is going on here. Clearly something is. I mean, more than meets the eye, anyway. One of the most important moments in the long and complex history of the entire world? Like, all of it? The whole thing? Must be something going on here. I don't know. Iran is a curious place, historically speaking, and anthropologically, archaeologically. A lot of questions. Pretty much uncharted territory. And so locked down for so much of modern history. The rapper Offset was spotted smoking in a hospital gown after being shot.
I'm doing a video right now.
Gotta have your black and milds, man. Sometimes you just gotta do it. Oh, never mind, that's a joint. Yeah. Any business over here? Back to the main page. Main feed here.
Guidance of breaking news.
What are they up to?
A safety and quality special alert was just issued by CMS under the guidance of Secretary Kennedy. We are asking all hospitals in the country to use the dietary guidelines that were put in place in January by Health and Human Services, the United States Department of Agriculture, to get those foods onto the tables where patients can eat them in their rooms. We know this is an effective program. It's already been started in other parts of Florida. It's wonderful to be able to extend it today to Miami.
Yeah, and this is something that the hospitals actually like. We've spoken to them. It gives them the ability to change the food in their systems. A high-quality, healthy food that's going to keep patients healthy. Hospital food is notoriously appalling. And the question is, why are we giving bad food to patients who are trying to recover? These kind of foods destroy the metabolic system, they interfere with the microbiome, they cause inflammation, and we know that they prolong recovery and they increase the rate of readmissions to the hospital. They're not making patients well. I'm very, very grateful to the Commissioner of Agriculture, Wilton Simpson, and also to Matthew Love, who's the CEO of Nicholas Children's Hospital here in Miami, who is leading the nation on converting this hospital to not only good food and real food, but also locally based food.
So thank you, and we are here in Nicholson. We are proud to be the first hospital to sign this pledge to bring healthy foods back into hospitals. Healthy food to healthy kids.
In Florida, we're ready to roll up our sleeves and really push this through our healthcare system, which we have gotten great response from.
And we all need to start recognizing that food is a medical tool. When we give people good food, they get better faster. Good, nutrient-dense food that is going to help make patients healthier and help make America healthy again.
Produced by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
I'm coming, guys. Hold on. Okay. Oh, what is this? Anthropic. Talking about Mythos. Introducing Project Glasswing. Son of a bitch. An urgent initiative to help secure the world's most critical software. Powered by our newest frontier model, Claude Mythos Preview, which can find software vulnerabilities better than all but the most skilled humans. God, I want to use this thing so bad. Jeez. We've partnered with Amazon Web Services, Apple, Broadcom, Cisco, CrowdStrike, Google, JP Morgan Chase, the Linux Foundation, Microsoft, NVIDIA, and Palo Alto Networks. Man. Together, we'll use Mythos Preview to help find and fix flaws in the systems on which the world depends. It's crazy. They've got to use it to fix the world's cybersecurity before they release it because it's so capable that it will destroy it if they do it the other way around. That is scary and fascinating, and I want to play with it. Mythos Preview has already found thousands of of high severity vulnerabilities, including some in every major operating system and web browser.
Most people who use software every day don't think about bugs. They don't think about what can happen if the software that they depend upon suddenly is less secure.
Very bad things. Like all the bad things.
That's something that software developers have to deal with every single day.
So software has always had flaws and vulnerabilities. That's not new.
For an average person, the bugs are, by and large, not something they notice on a daily basis, because if they do, they get fixed.
But then every so often, there are vulnerabilities that have real severe impacts.
Like one single bug that works its way into shared software that many different products or websites use. So one issue just gets magnified out around the world.
So historically, finding and patching vulnerabilities has been a slow, time-consuming, and expensive process.
If LLMs are now able to write code at the level of some of the greatest software developers in the world, it can also be used to find bugs and exploit that software equally effectively.
These models have capabilities which are raising the bar from a cybersecurity point of view with their ability to help defenders as well as potentially help adversaries.
We recently developed a new model, Claude Mythos Preview. Early on, it was clear to us that this model was going to be
Gives it now. I want it now.
Meaningfully better at cybersecurity.
I broke it.
Use software.
Raising the bar from a cybersecurity
capabilities. Early on, it was clear to us that this model was going to be meaningfully better at cybersecurity capabilities.
There's a kind of accelerating exponential, but along that exponential, there are points of significance. Claude Mythos Preview is a particularly big jump along that point. We haven't trained it specifically to be good at cyber. We trained it to be good at code, but as a side effect of being good at code,
I think this part we've seen. Portions of it. Yeah, I want to play with this thing, dude. We do not, there it is, we do not plan to make it generally available. Huh. So, what are you going to do? Our goal is to deploy models safely at scale. Oh, eventually? Okay, so just the preview. The preview they don't want to make generally available. Gotcha. Huh. It's gonna be a weird year, man. What the heck?
The same. You and I are one.
Bizarre. Fashion people are so fucked in the head, man. All of them. Florida man shoots another man following a squabble between the youths. The children. Where's the dude who got shot? What are you shooting at? Oh, here we go. Oh no. It's just there. An exact corner. Doing a job. Which I still haven't been paid for, by the way. My luck lately. So out of control, man. Pardon me. Jeez.
Digital gateway. A number of residents are urging the county not to appeal a recent court ruling that rejected the county's rezonings for the world's largest data center.
There are a few times in life where you can really
Did they screw that sound up that bad? Like,
ameliorate people's pain.
You are a news agency.
As an elected leader, and they can do that. It's time to put this insanity of land use and industrialization in the past. And
Can't even hear it. That's crazy though. Largest data center in the world. I catch that right?
Wow, that's some.
Oh, there's more of the call.
Mr. President, you are on with about 5,000 Hungarian patriots, and I think they love you even more than they love Viktor Orban.
Well, I can't believe that. I can't believe that because I love Hungary and I love that Viktor. I'll tell you, he's a fantastic man. We've had a tremendous relationship.
Excuse me. Jeez. Need to get a drink or something. Okay. Come on, we've seen all this bullshit. Give us something fresh. Do it Nick got here.
To launch World War III during Trump plans to launch World War III during your show to lift America's spirits.
Heard it all before.
Is the deadline 8 o'clock? I didn't notice.
Yes.
You know, the threat, I see it like, remember when Tyson said he wanted to eat Lennox Lewis's children?
Mm-hmm.
I saw it as trash talk. I didn't actually think Tyson was going to devour his children for dinner. So this is typical Trump, right? You set a deadline, you have an extreme threat, and hopefully you force the opponent to buckle. And that's what this is all about. I don't know if they're going to extend. I don't know if they're going to escalate. Nobody knows, but JD's right. It's really up to the Iranians. If they're going to wage economic warfare, we have the right to wage economic warfare. If they're going to attack the world economy, we can hit their economy. The Israelis have already hit the petrochemical camps, which they get $18 billion from. Okay? And they use that to build missiles to fire at us. We've hit steel plants. Without steel, they can't rebuild the bridges that we're going to bomb. When did bombing a bridge turn into a war crime? When did that happen? Every single modern American president has bombed a bridge, almost. I think we've been sabotaging bridges since, I don't know, when bridges began to be built. When Zelensky knocked out the bridge into Crimea, the left called him a war hero. But when Trump threatens to do it, he's a war criminal? What? Zelensky's been bombing Russian power plants for 3 years. No one said anything. The Democrats are walking around with their little Ukrainian flag pins, shoveling more money at the guy. Listen, this is according to military doctrine. You go up the escalation ladder in order them to force open the strait. If it's not like one big power plant in that country. There's like 100 power plants. So a couple of them feed power to the military or the military-industrial complex, and you can take a few out. Some of the bridges, you isolate the missile cities, you cut off the capital from the rest of the country. This is standard operating procedure. They could escalate back, but this is what's done. And what's the alternative? You send in a ground assault unit? I don't think we're there yet.
So, got myself my drink. A Haitian illegal murdered a gas station clerk in Florida by bludgeoning her to death with a hammer. He illegally crossed the border in 2022 and was thankfully granted temporary protected status by Biden. Oh, okay. I don't want to see that. Wow. Wow, dude. Yeah, Haitians are, oh, do I need to say anything? I don't think I do. New York City. Gurgle, 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 durr.
Just listening to that phone call covering.
Oh, nice.
I mean, you know, just listening to that phone call covering, you know, that ship-to-ship communication, covering everything from, you know, technical conversations between astronaut professionals to some very human things like what they're eating together.
It was fascinating to listen to.
Their friendship that obviously existed together here in training and then bringing up into space. But look, they all have some really touching, you know, moments as relates to this mission. I saw them all during walkout when they were suited up and had to say goodbye to their families. And I'd say that they do that because they train for this moment. They certainly understand the risks that they are taking on in a mission like this, but they know it's for something bigger than themselves and bigger than this mission. It's about, you know, American leadership in space. It's about humanity's, you know, goals to move, to explore out amongst the last great frontier. All that we may stand to learn and discover together.
You know what, Mr. Administrator, what stuck out to me as, the most listening to that was slight delays. Trying to communicate back and forth was so wonderful. Was just the high spirits of everyone.
Yes, and I think that that reflects how well the mission is progressing. Now, of course, you know, we will all celebrate on the 10th when the Artemis II crew splashes down. They're safely under parachutes in the water, but this has been a very clean mission so far. It was a good launch. You know, everything we've observed within the Orion spacecraft, its life support systems performing very well. And this is a first of its kind. This is the first time astronauts have ever been on this rocket. This is the first time astronauts have ever been on Orion before. Having a clean mission like this so far gives us the confidence for Artemis 3. And of course, when we land astronauts back on the moon with Artemis 4.
You know, unlike you, Mr. Administrator, I grew up during the time when we went from Mercury to Gemini all the way to Apollo, and finally finishing out the program with Apollo 17. Thank you for bringing us this show. It really is incredible and brings back great memories.
Bravo,
Yes, sir.
Isaacman. Good stuff.
We're picking up where Apollo 17 left off. We're going back to the moon, and we're doing it to stay this time.
It is very impressive. Thank you so much,
It
sir,
is.
for joining us.
Finally, after all this time. We needed to do it, too. Because I can tell you, if China got there first, that would be bad fucking news. For all of us. Just the helium alone is such a big deal. Contains significant deposits of helium-3, an isotope rare on Earth, implanted in the lunar surface by solar wind over billions of years. It's helium-3 used for chips. Cryogenics for quantum computing. Homeland security neutron detectors. That quantum computing bit is the big one. And nuclear fusion. That's the big one. There's more there than just that, too. Plenty. I guess, is it regular helium that's used in making, like, RAM chips and stuff? Yeah. Yeah. Used for cooling the silicon wafers, acting as an inert carrier gas during the fabrication of microchips. Yep. Okay. That we saw.
Phone with the president, and he called, and I said, listen, if you were to put odds on it, what were the odds that this is going to end up being a negotiated deal? He said he wasn't going to put odds on it, but he said 8 p.m. is happening. That's what he said. He said, it is, if we get to that point, there is going to be an attack like they have not seen. Now, he's sticking to that at this point. Now, he said if negotiations move forward today and there is something concrete, that could change. But at this hour, he didn't want to put odds on it, but he said it is moving forward with the plans that we have. That's a huge deal, and obviously we all think that it's a thing that he's putting out there to say, don't do this. He says he doesn't want to do it, but he is, at this hour, sticking to it and saying it might be likely if they don't come
Thank you, Dynamix. That was just in 12 minutes ago or so. Let's see. Let me just go to the man himself, actually. See what else he's saying. So Trump posting here 14 minutes ago. Based on conversations with Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif and Field Marshal Asim Munir of Pakistan, and wherein they requested that I hold off the destructive force being sent tonight to Iran. and subject to the Islamic Republic of Iran agreeing to the complete, immediate, and safe opening of the Strait of Hormuz, I agree to suspend the bombing and attack of Iran for a period of 2 weeks. This will be a double-sided ceasefire. Oh, an official ceasefire, huh? The reason for doing so is that we have already met and exceeded all military objectives and are very far along with a definitive agreement concerning long-term peace with Iran and peace in the Middle East. Well, we received a 10-point proposal from Iran and believe it is a workable basis on which to negotiate. Almost all the various points of past contention have been agreed to between the United States and Iran, but a 2-week period will allow the agreement to be finalized and consummated. On behalf of the United States of America as President and also representing the countries of the Middle East, it is an honor to have this long-term problem close to resolution. Good. I look forward to seeing what comes out of this. And what the heck was really happening over there? Like, truly. Interesting times. Oh, Trump did a phone call with the astronauts? Heck yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Jared, and you are doing a fantastic job. And hello, very special hello to Artemis 2. Today you've made history and made all America really proud, incredibly proud. We have a lot of things to be proud of lately, but this is there's nothing like what you're doing, circling around the moon for the first time in more than a half a century and breaking the all-time record for the farthest distance from planet Earth. Humans have really never seen anything quite like what you're doing in a manned spacecraft. It's really special. I want to personally
look at that mic, man. It's so cool.
Congratulate Commander Reed Weissman, Pilot Victor Glover, Mission Specialist Christina Koch, and Jeremy Hansen. And I also want to thank the entire amazing team at NASA, headed by Jared, who's a very special guy, by the way. And you all made this day possible, and you've really inspired the entire world. Really, everybody's watching. They find
what's he saying there?
Guy, by the way, and you all made this day possible, and you've really inspired the entire world. Really, everybody.
Let's go.
He's watching.
Couldn't make out what it was before that.
I find it incredible. I just watched you go to the back of the moon, and people haven't been there in a long time, we can say, but it's going to be more and more prevalent because we're going to be doing a lot of traveling, and then you're going to ultimately do the whole big trip to Mars, and that's going to be very exciting. So you look at, we had no astronaut has been to the moon since the days of Apollo program. The Apollo program was also very special, but that was 50 years ago, and at long last, America is back, and America is back in many ways stronger than ever before. We're the hottest country anywhere in the world. The Artemis crew flew in the most powerful rocket NASA has ever made, ever launched, traveled over 250,000 miles, broke the distance record set by the legendary Apollo 13, and America is a frontier nation, and the 4 brave astronauts of Artemis 2 are a modern day, you really are modern day pioneers, all of you, and one of them happens to be a neighbor. You know who that is, right? You have a special person over there, a neighbor, and we like our neighbor. Your mission...
the leaf. The maple leaf
paves the way for America's return to the lunar surface very soon. We're going all out. We're doing everything we can, and it's headed up by Jared. We'll plant our flag once again, and this time we won't just leave footprints. We'll establish a permanent presence on the moon, and we'll push on to Mars. That'll be very exciting. I'm waiting for that so much. I'd love to be here, but maybe we won't quite make it in terms of timing, but we will be up in the moon, and that's going to happen soon. So America will be second to none in space and everything else that we're doing, and we will continue to lead the whole thing into the stars, this incredible journey into the stars. So I just wanted, it's an honor to speak to you, and I wanted to congratulate each and every one of you.
It was pretty nice. Get a call from him. That's not bad.
Starmer has in his own country. You look at the nephew.
Trump and Rubio revoking 4,000 visas of Iranians living in the U.S.
Khamenei. You look at the niece of
including,
Rouhani.
yeah, the Soleimani girl, hooker, Soleimani stripper.
And you say, why are there so many elites from the Iranian regime being given safety not only here in America, but in European countries for so long? I know that President Trump and Secretary Rubio are working so diligently to revoke the visas of nearly 3,000 to 4,000 Iranian elites who currently live in this country. The double standard not only in their wardrobe, but in the fact that they get to live here in the greatest country in the world with safety and prosperity. Man, you couldn't make it up, Sean, if you tried. I'm fond at the UK, and look what Keir Starmer has in his own country. You look at the nephew of Khamenei, you look at the niece of Rouhani, and you say, why are there so many elites from the Iranian regime being given safety not only here in America, but in European countries for so long? I know that President Trump and Secretary Rubio are working so diligently to revoke the visas of nearly 3,000 to 4,000 Iranian elites who currently live in this country. The double standard not only in their wardrobe, but in the fact that they get to live here in the greatest country in the world with safety and prosperity. Man, you couldn't make it up, Sean, if you tried. I'm fond at the UK, and look what Keir Starmer has in his own country. You look at the nephew of Khamenei, you look at the niece of Rouhani, and you say, why are there so many elites from the Iranian regime being given safety not only here in America, but in European countries for so long? I know that President Trump and Secretary Rubio are working so diligently to revoke the visas of nearly 3,000 to 4,000 Iranian elites who currently live in this country. The double standard not only in their wardrobe, but in the fact that they get to live here.
Insane.
Airmen evaded capture for more than a day.
Oh.
Scaling rugged ridges while hunted by the enemy. When he was finally able to activate his emergency transponder, his first message was simple and it was powerful. He sent a message, God is good. In that moment of isolation and danger, his faith and fighting spirit shone through. You see, shot down on a Friday, Good Friday, hidden in a cave, a crevice, all of Saturday, and rescued on Sunday. Flown out of Iran as the sun was rising on Easter Sunday. A pilot reborn, all home and accounted for, a nation rejoicing. God is good. One downed airman evaded capture for more than a day, scaling rugged ridges while hunted.
Mass arrest. That's yesterday, Palantir. That was pretty nuts. Okay. We did that. Now this sounds interesting. CIA reportedly deployed a futuristic, never-before-seen or used tool known as the Ghost Murmur to help find the American airmen stranded in Iran. Ghost Murmur. Interesting.
Vast mountain. Vast. Thick. With bushes, trees. He said, we see something moving 40 miles away. It was the head of a human being, I'm telling you, it's moving. And then all of a sudden, 45 minutes later, he moved a lot. He stood up, and they said, we have him. And that was really the beginning of something incredible. We had an idea where he was, but not specifically. That's a big mountain. So I want to thank the CIA, too. I don't think they get enough credit for the great job they've done. Yes, please. Yes.
Thank you very much.
Vast mountain. Vast. Thick. with bushes, trees. He said, we see something moving 40 miles away. It was
That's what I thought of when I heard Ghost. I think we played best since. Oh no, maybe we didn't see this clip. Trump waging economic war on central banks. What?
President Trump gave.
Okay, let's see.
The order for Treasury to exert a maximum pressure campaign on Iran. I said in a speech at the Economic Club of New York in March that I predicted that the Iranian currency would collapse, that we would see the economy collapse thanks to this maximum pressure. So we have been softening up the economy and preparing the ground for what our great warriors are doing right now. So the Iranian economy was vulnerable. We cut off the dollar supply into Iran. All of their oil is sanctioned. We've been able to keep the funds, many of the funds out of Iran. One of the largest banks collapsed in December. The central bank was forced to print a huge amount of money. Inflation ensued, and people took to the streets. So there was an economic crash in Iran in December, and now we have the opening to go in, and our military is taking over from the sky and from the sea.
Entire NASA workforce. Okay, I just wanted to take a brief moment to send my appreciation to the entire NASA workforce, all of our civil servants, all of our contractors, all of our commercial partners, our international partners. I can tell you every one of the astronauts on Artemis II knows and appreciates the contributions that it takes from everyone to pull off a mission like this for America's grand return to the lunar environment and set up for subsequent missions when we go back to the surface, and this time to stay. I want to tell you, for everyone who's helped get this crew trained and prepared, we are incredibly grateful. For those in mission control right now that's going to look out for this crew while they're in space, thank you for your contributions. And the recovery crew who's going to be standing by to get them out of the water and bring them back safely to their families, thank you very much. And everyone else who is not directly supporting Artemis II, you know what? We're going to get the mobile launcher back in the VAB, and we are going to start stacking because we're sending Artemis III in 2027.
Ambassador Mike Waltz on the Strait of Hormuz and others.
Precedents. But here's what I want the world to understand in terms of the dangerous precedent that was just set today by opposing this good faith effort from the Kingdom of Bahrain and the Gulf countries to ensure their shipping can flow freely. One can only imagine a future conflict where a party to the conflict decides it's going to impose collective punishment on the entire world and then use that as leverage in the conflict. One can only imagine a situation where a party decides to shut down the Straits of Gibraltar or the Bering Strait or the Malaccan Strait to further its ends. One can only imagine conflicts where a party decides to hold the rest of the world hostage because of a dispute. And colleagues, this is a situation the world cannot and should not live with, that the Gulf Arabs cannot tolerate. Freedom of navigation is fundamental to a nation's sovereignty and survival. So, Mr. President, the United States will support all measures for your country and for those affected to ensure it has the freedom of navigation, the freedom of transit in line with international law. So my message to the Iranian regime is, as people go hungry and as economies suffer, it is squarely on your shoulders. I thank you, Mr. President.
I thank the representative.
Well, it sounds like a deal may, in fact, be reached tonight. We will see. What was the time he gave? Time? Or maybe not. Thought we'd heard like 8 p.m. somewhere, something like that. So we shall see. We shall see. Well, I suppose that does it for me here. Yep, we are at the top of the hour. Enjoy your final night on DLive, my friends. That's it after tonight. We're done. Moving to Rumble. Thank you to everyone that chipped in. I don't know if anyone else did after this first couple, but anyone that chipped in to help make up the difference after DLive screwed us over. Looks like there was one more. Thank you, John. Yeah, just one. And again, if anyone can help, please, like, this is like crucial. Not going to survive the month, like for real, if this doesn't get handled. And we can't depend on DLive to pay us the money they owe us. So it's, I hate to put it on you guys, but that's just the breaks. I'm pretty much cashed out as it is, so I can't really afford to pick up much slack right now. I wish I could. I have been already, as it is for the last few months. It's gonna. Let me pull up the link one more time here, and I'll leave you with Mr. Sketch. How you doing, sir?
I'm blessed. How are you, buddy?
Blessed indeed. Myself as well. All the insanity aside.
It's been a pretty slow news week, actually, if you think about it.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. We don't have too many of those lately.
A whole civilization tonight. Gonna remove them.
There it is.
Yes.
It's all going. We're gonna blow the whole thing to smithereens.
It's Bridge Day.
Actually, quite good.
That he's hilarious. You think it's comms? Do you think he's talking about the deep state?
Yeah, I think there's a lot more going on with Iran than people realize. I think that much is clear. He seemed to be hinting at something to that effect in one of those recent posts.
This I can tell you. Right, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, well, I'm eager to find out what it is, man. I hope we do. I hope we get to eke inside. I mean, the country's a complete black box, Would love to know more.
Yeah, media blackouts tend to do that.
Yep. Pop my shirt off here. There we go. All right, well, I will leave it in your hands, sir. It's all you.
All right, brother. God bless. Have a great night.
Yeah. God bless you, man. Have a good show.
Yes, sir. What is up?
Okay, you two guys. That's it for me. I'll be back tomorrow evening. See you all then. Let me drop the links. Oh. And one more for PayPal. Got Venmo. Got a Venmo. How do I link the Venmo? There it is, Venmo me. Copy. Cool. Got it. All right. That's it for me, you guys. I will I'll be back tomorrow morning for the changeover. And I will see you in the evening for showtime. Adios.